Alright guys, today we are installing an HAF fan in our new house. It's pretty simple. It comes with this big bracket and 4 holes on this side and 2 on this side, so you can kind of mount it any which way you want. We're just going to be mounting it to the bow of the greenhouse, and then it's going to be going down this row of benching. Alright, so we just hit that with the impact, and they're not going anywhere. It's actually pretty strong. And all it is 2 U-bolts back there that hold that plate on. And now we'll mount our fan. Alright guys, so we had to move this mounting bracket a little bit, angle it back some so we get enough angle to go straight down the line with our fan. And we'll just tighten that fan up quick, and then it'll be done. Guys, and that's how to mount an HAF fan. Pretty simple. They make it easy. All the stuff's in the box, ready to go. And then when the electrician gets here tomorrow, we should be able to have an outlet right here, I think, off that box, and then we should be able to plug it in. Alright guys, so this is the heater we put in the greenhouse. It is a Modine. We just used I just kind of threw some angle iron together, bolted it to this first ground post that comes off the first bow of the house, and went straight back to the door frame. And then put its own little frame and bolted that in too, just so it can't go anywhere no matter what kind of deal. It's 175,000 BTUs. It should be able to heat up this house real quickly and hopefully keep up when it's 20 below up here. So this is our automatic vent. And so when it gets too hot in the greenhouse, it'll open up automatically and let all of the hot air out of the top of the greenhouse, hopefully, or let some cool air in, whichever way it goes. We haven't decided whether we want to mount a fan on there to pull air through or push air out. It's kind of our first one, so it's kind of an experiment deal, but we're hoping that it works out nicely so we can get away in the earlier months a little bit to go for picking up our orders and stuff like that. Okay, so on the front of this house there is 2 vents. All they are these. They're pretty simple. When the big exhaust fans in the back turn on, they just basically gravity, but pulls these vents open and then lets all the air through. And when it's really hot, like it's 100 degrees in the greenhouse, you can take and prop them up on the bottom, just putting something underneath to make sure they stay open all the way and get a little bit more draft. They're pretty simple. And then over here we have these jumpers, and so on this greenhouse, we try to get as much insulation as we can, and it's not always the easiest with greenhouses because you got to let the light in. So this is actually double layer poly with an air pocket in between, and there's a little inflator squirrel fan that blows air in here constantly 24/7 all the time, 365, whatever. And then, so we put these jumpers in, so they're on just the first layer of poly. You put one piece in from the middle of the 2 layers, and then a little, basically a nut that goes in and squishes that layer of plastic around there, and then you tighten it down on it, and so that holds it right here, and then you just connect the jumper with this little tube, and hose clamp. It's pretty simple. Alright guys, so this is our big exhaust fan in the back of the house. There's two of them, one on each side. This vent is about the exact same as the one that's in the front of the house. It just pulls open when the big fan kicks on, and you can see it there. We still have a little bit of work to do on the outside, put a cone around it and a cage, but it's ready to get wired in at least, and that's what our main goal was. On the back of this house, we got these two big exhaust fans, and at this time of year, it's like 20 degrees outside, and it's even snowing right now. So we're going to take this wiggle wire channel, which I already did, and we put it around the frame of the exhaust fan or the vent. Then we got this piece of plastic, which I need to recut, but we'll just throw that up for now, and then we'll pop this wiggle wire in. And as the name says, you just wiggle it back and forth. Sometimes it can be kind of a pain. But it's pretty simple and easy. This is actually what we put on the outside of the house that wraps all the way around the bottom of the house and the end walls. And then we actually put 2 rows of wiggle wire in there to hold it really tight. And it is crazy windy today, and it still looks like it's holding pretty good. So hopefully it stays holding. But I'll go ahead and wrap this up, and then so hopefully we can keep some of that cold air out. Alright, so I need to go grab another piece of wiggle wire, but we'll get this wrapped up. And it doesn't really look pretty, but it'll be taken down well before anyone comes around, so. But just another thing around here to keep the cold out and keep up with things. So I don't know how easy this is to see, but I put these hooks in wrong originally. So that one's facing that way, and it needs to face that way. Otherwise it pulls the whole bar way in, and we're gonna have an 8-foot bench here. So there's no way I'm gonna be able to reach them if they're pulled way over to the inside of the house. So I'm just going through and flipping them around, and it might even out when you get the weight of the hanging baskets on there, but I didn't really want to risk it, so I'm going through it right now and doing it. Hey guys, so I'm in the new greenhouse, just finishing up some final touches before we get some plants in here. We got the heater going and the fans going, and it seems to be spreading the heater on really nice. I'm just doing this benching quick. And it's kind of a pain because you got to build it around these center poles, but it is what it is. Then we're going to get some cinder blocks in here, so it'll be like the other house. It'll be raised up a little bit. And we got a few in the backyard, so I'm going to go get a load of them right now and pull them in here. And then we might have to run to town tomorrow and pick up a few more to finish it out. And then hopefully tomorrow or Sunday we can start bringing hanging baskets in here and get some more room in the other house and move some of the flats or transplants from the house around in there, because we're running out of room bad. Well, I'm gonna get back to it.
give you some information about this new house of ours. It's not new, but it's new to us. This greenhouse actually came about, I don't know, 5 miles down the road?
Yeah.
About 5 miles down the road. A neighbor of ours used to run this greenhouse, and they kind of retired from it, and they very graciously gave it to us. So we went over there this summer and took it down and started putting it up this summer, and now we're just getting it complete. One of the really nice things that we love about this house is how much hanging basket room it has. There are 4 strips of purling in this house, so we were actually able to just about triple our hanging basket numbers for this greenhouse season, so we were really excited about that. And yeah, I don't know what.
So with this greenhouse, like Ricky said, we did have it given to us, and it was really appreciated. We were not expecting it or anything, and we thanked them a ton. It really helped us out. But we also had a lot of modifications, you could say, to do with this house. So originally it was just a single layer poly, kind of a retail style house. And for us, and the way we want to use it, we want to grow in it for multiple months, and it makes it hard because you got to have all that sunlight on your plants, so you can't run like the big 3-rack shelving. We just don't get enough sunlight up here at this time of year to do that. So everything's getting stripped down to 1 bench on the side, and then we're going to build some benching like in the other house in the middle here. Hopefully we can get that done this weekend. We also went to a double poly system. So, and that didn't change a whole bunch, but we added a little bit of wiggle wire channel here and there, and then had to do a bunch with the back walls. They also didn't have vents and fans, so we had to pick up 2 vents for the front of the house, and then 2 big exhaust fans for the back of the house, so when it is hot, we can keep that air moving in here.
Yeah, this house, I guess you could kind of say, like you said, like a retail house, like a portable house per se. They used to take it down and put it up every year next to one of our local shops in town. And so it's been put up and taken down quite a few times, and basically what we did is we just made it a permanent house.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it has turned out to be a really nice structure. I mean, it seems very strong. The bow spacing is a little bit big for where we're at. So this is a 6-foot spacing between each bow, where all our other greenhouses are 4-foot spacing. I think this pipe's a little bit heavier duty than what's in our other greenhouses, but it does make me nervous with our snow loads. The other thing this greenhouse has that our other ones don't, it has these center poles. So on each bow it also has a center pole coming down, and we need to put blocks in and level them and make sure they're all straight coming down so we can get some weight on them, and I think that'll help a lot for the snow load.
The one nice thing about like the structure of this house though is our other houses are hoops, and this one is, what would you call this?
Yeah, so on this house we have like 6-foot sidewalls, so that it goes straight up on the sides and then has the Quonset style, and it makes it way nicer for just being able to work right to the edge of your house. And so some of the Quonset styles that start and they just round right away, they make it really hard to use all of your space available, where this house makes it really easy. And you can put hanging baskets basically right on the outside.
And for the snow load too, the one nice thing is it's easier to clear it off, and not as much as sitting on the sides so much compared to our other house where it's like hooped.
Yeah, because the snow on our other houses will build up and over and kind of push into it, where this one just builds up straight up and down on the sides. So it's nice. It's 2 passes with a snowblower instead of doing 1 pass and then
it's shifting all down.
And then 10 feet of snow comes down and you do another pass, and 10 feet of snow comes down and you do another pass. So it is nice for that. I do like it that way.
Yeah. But either way, we really like this house and very excited to put it to use in this greenhouse season. And I feel like this house, for our future plans, is going to kind of change as we grow a little bit, but I really like it. Yeah.
Eventually I'd like to make this like a reserve or seedling house, so everything that comes out of the house comes into here first and kind of matures up a little bit, and then gets brought to its final home in one of our greenhouses.
Yeah.
But that's a ways down the road if we can have the business to expand a little bit more.
Yeah. Big dreams.
Yeah, whatever.